Really seeing strength against strength there. Let's look ahead to match 48, where we see 35-12, who has been killing it at this competition. They have some of the best forks here, Evan.
Yeah, they're the number 2 seed right now, and it's maybe surprising coming in, but hasn't been surprising based on how they've played. Just great performance after great performance, and as you just said, Steve, probably the most consistent lifter forks that we've seen. They take a little bit of a different approach. We'll see if they can get this one, but there's some power on the other side too.
Yeah, we'll see if 971 and 5803 themselves a disruptive pair at this competition, getting in the way of the opponent alliance, if that's going to throw 35-12 and 973 off their game. Let's go down to the field for introductions.
Okay, we got introductions for qualification match number 48. Over on the Red Alliance, it's Team 1072.
Harker Robotics.
In the middle, it's 971.
Spartan Robotics.
And rounding it out is 5803.
Apex Robotics.
A lot of teams ending their name in robotics. And we have a creativity award for a reason, I guess. Okay, on the other side on blue, we have Team 35-12.
Spartatronics.
Their alliance partners, 973.
The Gray Bots.
And rounding it out, trying to get their second win of the day, it's 41-59.
Cardinal Botics.
Our field's green. Thumbs up from everyone in queue. Not in queue, in rep. You get the idea. I'm tired. Drivers behind the lines. In 3, 2, 1, go!
Well, one area where these teams will not be topped is in their cheering sections. We've got several of the loudest cheers in the entire tournament out here on the field. And we've also got several of the top auto scorers as 971 drops, 2 cubes, just missing a third. And driver control begins. They've got another one easily within their grasp. I see the switch for red down. I see the scale for red down. But here comes 973. That's the Gray Bots trying to even up that scale with another cube. 971, that arm, you could see it from space. It belongs in space. They drop it up onto that scale, and they are trying to own it together with their partner, 1072, all the way from Harker. 35-12, they take away the red scale. Red switch, now only evenly balanced. Red not accruing those points anymore. Blue coming out to a lead. They're trying to get that scale back. They've already got the red switch accounted for. So red really not racking in the points right now. And blue putting their cheering advantage to work as the fine folks from Cardinal Robotics over in the stand starting that Blue Alliance chant. They've got a lot of ground to make up though. 90 points in the hole from all of that scale ownage that red was doing earlier. Almost no one is picking up any new points right now. Blue Alliance on the switch. We've got a levitate coming in for both alliances now. 200 to 150. Blue starting to catch up, starting to close that gap. 55 seconds left in the match. It might come down to who can get a boost in as a power-up. The scale looks very slightly tilted toward red. Gray Botics and Spartatronics trying to change that. 70 seconds left on the clock, and here comes the Spartan Robotics bot to drop down another cube onto the scale. 30 seconds left. An 80-point difference between these teams. It is time for the climb. The scale's tipped. That's going to be a penalty for the Blue Alliance. But the scale's coming back to even now instead of slanted towards red as they previously were. In fact, coming back to the blue side of things. Blue now racking up the points. 10 seconds left on the match, and here comes the Gray Robotics robot. They're hooking on. Only one hook. Oh, they miss again. 5 seconds left. They go for that climb. 3, 2, it's up. It's up. Oh, but will it be enough? Final score seems like Red was a little bit ahead, but we're going to see about those fouls in that final climb. Wow. Wow, so precarious. That central scale tilted to Red for so long, but all it took was a bump from the Blue Alliance to tilt it over to Blue. It was at neutral buoyancy, folks. We've got a final score coming up on the big board. Oh, the Red Alliance taking it by a big 364 to 280. Explaining how that happened, here's our folks at the Fine RSN desk.
Some early disruption there from 35-12 attacking their opponent's switch, but it just didn't work out for them. What happened?
It was a strategy that Greybots and their alliance ran against 254 successfully, but unfortunately in this case they weren't able to take control of the scale as easily. Red had built up a significant lead, and they just couldn't come back.
So what happens in a match when you have two robots with the capability of double climbing and you just don't get it done? Emerson, how do you get to a position like that?
I think it's interesting because a lot of times when you go into the end game, you have like the plan A, and if anything goes awry with that, sometimes it's really hard to get anything else done. I think that's what happened on the Blue Alliance. They had a plan going in. The robot that was supposed to climb, unfortunately, looked like it got blocked in a different part of the field, and I just don't think there was enough time or enough communication to make something else happen at the end of the match. The Blue Alliance was doing everything they could. They were trying to get an RP. They knew they were down, but they just didn't have enough time.
Yeah,
And credit to 1072 here, playing some great defense at the end of the match, delaying and forcing those kinds of in-match strategic decisions that, when you force your opponents to make on-the-fly decisions and changes, you can often just make them miss.
Right. And so we see a couple teams start to leapfrog 35-12 in the rankings, a team that's hoping to leapfrog them in the next match, 49,